Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the one and only Rumboyz Fantasy Network. It's your host, it's your boy Rumboyz Robbie. Make sure you guys follow me on all social media at Rumboyz Robbie or Rumboyz spelled as ZNET. We have an action-packed show for you guys tonight. A lot has happened in the NFL over the course of like the last 24, 48 hours. I feel like I say that every fucking week, but like this week has been super developmental. So make sure you guys strap the fuck in. It's going to be a wild ride. I'm super excited. Get those donos ready. I have every reason in the world to get drunk tonight. And you guys do as well. It's week 7 in the NFL. Load up your fantasy football and betting questions. Speaking of fantasy football, speaking of betting, I want to shout the Stacks app. If you have a betting or fantasy football question, you can download the Stacks app and personally ask any of your favorite fantasy analysts that are over there on the Stacks app. Just in a quick video format, you can ask your question. I also want to shout out Monkey Knife Fight, monkeyknifefight.com, ladies and gentlemen. Also, you can download the Monkey Knife Fight app. Available on iOS and Android. Promo code Rumboyz, just like you see down below. We are going to hook you up with a 100% match on your very first deposit, all the way up to $100. In other words, what I'm saying is, if you put down a hundo, the gang and I are going to match you on a hundo. You put down 50, we're going to match you on your 50. You put down 20, we're going to match you on your 20. For all of your daily fantasy player prop needs, get on over there to monkeyknifefight.com and start stacking that money. You know that Mike be winning over there, Pat be winning over there, I be winning over there. Get on over there to monkeyknifefight.com. I also want to shout out our partners over at all22.com. Link is in the description below. All right, link is in the description below. And our promo code is there on the screen. Promo code Rumboyz for 40% off the subscription price. All 22 is PFF's all new fantasy football format. Think of it as like Madden franchise mode, if you will. You're going to be drafting a full 53-man roster, kickers, punters, linemen, defensive interior, you name it, the whole 9 yards, baby. So if you feel like you're super knowledgeable in fantasy football, if you're tired of like not getting points on kick returns or shit like that, this is the time where you can do so, and you can really test your knowledge against the best of the best with all 22. Promo code Rumboyz, 40% off your subscription price. Without further ado, we have a show that we have to host for you guys. Let's get into the cast and crew. First up, ladies and gentlemen, you guys see is my co-host. You can catch him here every single night on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network and also on Going for Two. Give it up for Drop It Like It's Hot. Drop It Like It's Hot. Drop the mic, FF. What's good, bro?
Yes, it's Friday night, and I know we got it all right. Let's go.
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, next up, he is the patron saint of fantasy football. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my brother, Saint Pat FF. What's good, bro?
If your fantasy lineup was an animal, what would it be?
Be a
lion.
Be a fucking liger.
Mine's an alpaca. I'll pack a punch right to your goddamn mouth. Let's go.
I love it. That's a great question. If your fantasy lineup was an animal, what would it be? Ladies and gentlemen, next up on this stream, he's my favorite, your favorite, everyone's probably most hilarious best ball degenerate in the world, Pangs Picks.
Dolphins country, let's ride. Dolphins country, let's ride. Dolphins country, let's ride.
Did you hear they took away his sandwich, by the way?
The Crapper Witch? Yeah, I heard him.
Yeah, they took away the Danger Witch as of like a couple of hours ago.
I don't know why he said Subway, right?
Yeah, Subway. Imagine
Subway
something so bad that even Subway's like, fuck you.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we kept a pedophile for like a decade or two. Russell Wilson, we'll keep it for like half a year. That's what they decided. We're like, yeah,
Jared.
Losing a few football games.
Hey, Jared.
I think they subbed Zach Wilson's.
Jared gave a new definition of $5
$5.
Oh God, no! Fuck that! All right, cheers to me, cheers to you, all the rum boys and girls. What to do, dilly dilly? Let's go.
We have already spiraled, and we've been on air for 6 minutes, and 80% of that was ads.
I know.
Right?
Ads and like the fancy dancing of the intro music. Like, come on!
I know. Fuck you guys.
I feel like at this point we just need to start seeing some titties on here.
Say
Mike,
what?
no.
Only
Say
rum.
what-
Only rum.
Say what CR is said because that's all I heard today. Okay.
I've done nothing all day other than watching CMC highlights. We are going to talk about that here on the show. I got that. It's not too far in the show sheet, so you guys won't have to wait too long for CMC talk. But you know, I need y'all hanging on the edge of your seats. Make sure that you share the content if you have not already. Hit that share button. Put a tweet out. Put a Facebook post. Put it on Snapchat. Put it on Instagram. Your TikTok. Let everyone know that we are live here on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the Rumboys and girls. What to do? We're ready to get into the first topic, right?
Yes.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Rumboys, let's ride. All righty. So last night, we always start off every Friday night recapping Thursday night football. Last night on Thursday football, the product made up for the lackluster previous 2 weeks. And in the middle of us viewing last night on Thursday night football, one, shout out to the Arizona Cardinals, looked immaculate, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But then also looked very, very fair, above mediocre on the offensive side of the ball. Throughout the course of the game, we did see a heated exchange between Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury, Rumboy's rookie, Kyler Murray, more importantly. What do you make of the altercation between the two? This organization over the last week and a half has kind of gone through some things. Mike, take us away.
I'll be honest. I don't think it's that much of a big deal. I think it was a squall. I think it was a timeout that, like you said on air, I think it was a timeout that Kyler didn't know what was going on. He wanted to figure out why. Him and Cliff got into it. Even though he might, play too much Call of Duty and not study enough, he is a very competitive guy. We all know that. I mean, most Call of Duty players are competitive, let alone quarterbacks. So I think this is more of a nothing. I think it could turn into something, but right now I think it's just a coach that's competitive, that knows he's being questioned by everyone in America that pays attention to American football. And I think it's a quarterback who wants to win, who just got his wide receiver back. I mean, the wide receiver had to hold him back. Hopkins had to get in between him and Kingsbury. And after the game, he said it was a squabble. They won the game. As long as they're winning, this shit doesn't matter. If they start losing and this stuff matters, we'll look at it more. It's just how it is.
Okay. Pat.
So one of the things that I think you guys might have missed because when we're streaming on Thursdays, we listen to the game on mute. We watch the game on mute because we're not even listening.
Yeah,
I caught what he said.
I didn't hear a single
No,
sentence.
before that, Hopkins didn't know what was happening on the offensive pass interference play to Rondell Moore. Hopkins had no clue what the play was and was pissed because he was trying to communicate that. That's why he literally just didn't run a route. He literally walked 5 feet into the end zone and was like, okay, I'm taking someone out of the play. And so they're heating up. He's like, I'm back. Do something. I think bigger picture, we run into the reality that Kyler Murray's being paid a ton of money by this team. And he can say and do what he kind of wants to right now. Who's the Arizona Cardinals going to be loyal to? Who are they going to back
coach
up?
The quarterback. I said that last night.
It's going to be they're going to back up their franchise quarterback. They're not going to let them get in a pissing match, and Kingsbury couldn't bench him. There's no real repercussions for actions. He could have told him, give me your wife tonight and let me get back out there for the next play, and Kingsbury couldn't do anything about it. I think that runs into the kind of a bigger picture of what we can see with NIL deals potentially in college football. What are these guys coming up with extra money and coming up with 6-7 figures in a year where they're playing with coaches that aren't making that money?
I think that speaks to a different degree. Like, so with these two, and like with these two purely, they've been working together.
They've been working together for a long time.
For so long. You've been waiting to have your college teammate back on, the team, and you're already dealing with the frustration of that. People are criticizing you about your play, and then they try to throw in this bullshit fucking film study clause. I'm more on Kyler's side with this.
I think I am too. I'm nervous what can happen big picture
if it keeps happening.
As we're seeing more players asking for trades.
But just in the scope of this, you're right. I feel like the Cardinals, and I said it last night, they would pick Kyler over Cliff. But more importantly, you mess up that that timeout could have messed up that kid's rhythm. They're moving, they're on a roll, and Kyler did go over and tell Cliff Kingsbury, like, yo, you need to. He told him explicitly, shut the fuck up and relax. He did tell him shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah.
But it was in the context of like, yo, you need to relax. And apparently this isn't the only time that this happens where Cliff gets a little overly excited in these situations and tries to take the situation out of Kyler's hands. And I think that last night we saw where it's like, you need to sit back and coach, and what's happening on the field and what needs to develop on the field. If I'm spotting a certain coverage, I don't need you to call a fucking timeout. I can fucking maneuver around that. I can do this myself. And I think that that's where a lot of that came from in that specific situation. Now, you're right. On a big national scale, no, I don't want younger players, seeing that, especially the guys that are getting the NIL deals. But I think that that's something that has to be treated situational. One, I don't give a fuck if you're on an NIL from a college standpoint. I don't give a fuck if you're on an NIL deal. Like, one of those coaches are more likely, a lot of those coaches at the big schools especially are going to be getting their just due in terms of a paycheck. But then more importantly, you still have the ability to tell that kid to go fuck off and go get his ass in the transfer portal. Teams aren't going to deal with that at the next level. So there's still that side of the political game that balances it out.
Do you think that should we see this again between the two of them, that Kingsbury is not the solution for reining Kyler in?
No, you're going to need a real coach. You're going to have to give Kyler a legitimate, and I'm not discrediting Kingsbury's, but you're going to have to get him one of those old school guys that's not going to take that.
And I saw something come up this last week where someone I retweeted earlier this week that going to another quarterback out in the West, Nathaniel Hackett got a job because of the words of Aaron Rodgers praising him.
Mm-hmm.
Another coach got a head coaching job because of the words of Peyton Manning, Adam Gase. Is it possible that Cliff Kingsbury is the third person that got the job off of
the McVay
quarterback?
Off the McVay and everything. I mean,
off of
Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
I'm just throwing that. I'm throwing that out there. It was
it's definitely a discussion, but I don't think it's. Here's part of the reason I don't think this is the case. I don't think that's the case for the most part from college straight to pro.
Okay.
On that front, I think I get your point completely with Hackett and Gase, but not with Kingsbury because of that part. I mean, if you're a guy like that's been in the league, like top Division I, and you're winning national championships and all that, maybe we can have that discussion. But I don't think so at Kingsbury's level, even though it was Mahomes. I think that was a blip on the radar comparatively.
I just wanted to throw that out there. I was thinking about that during the game last night as we were watching a little bit. I was like, all right, Kingsbury's been a little bit on the hot seat right now, and
yeah, I get your
point. Into that conversation.
Yeah.
Sorry for kind of bogarting this topic a little bit, but
Oh, no,
hey,
you're
No, you're good. Let's get into Payne's take on this one.
I mean, I saw that shit yesterday, and I was just like, "Why the fuck do I care?" I think they kind of both suck. You know, it's gonna sound like you guys know my take on Murray. Like, I think Murray's cool. I think he can be a good quarterback, but I haven't seen it. Like, I still haven't seen it, man. So their squabble. I think it's who will take what side. I don't know. If I was in the locker room and Kyler was playing as bad as he is these like last 2 years, I'd be like, I don't know if I'm on. I don't give a shit. I hate you both. So like, it wouldn't surprise me, man. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if like I hate them both. I don't know. I think Hopkins might be on one side of thing, which I think, you know, it's star power at that point. But other than that, I don't really think too much of it. I think Cliff is doing bad play designs, but I think Kyler makes bad choices. So it's just a combination of both.
Orle Pape, Jorge Martin.
I wouldn't be surprised. And with the contract that came in this year, this was the argument I had against Josh Allen getting his contract a little early. Now you're stuck with the money. You know, Josh Allen happened to be the outlier of a guy getting paid off a good year, right? Think about all the other guys who got paid a little earlier, and then they fucking blow. And I think Kyler is in that middle seat. He's not Blake Bortles getting paid and sucking, but he's.
But Kyler is also in a unique position to where if you're Arizona, what were you realistically about to do, and who are you about to get? No one really wanted to come there and be a part of that job, and you weren't going to trust any of the incumbent rookies. So,
especially for them with Josh Rosen into Kyler Murray, like I get it.
You kind of have in a way sold your soul to this. Now, at that same point, I don't think that Murray has played that bad. And I think that when it's shown that when Murray has weapons and it has viable weapons and viable options, he does well. I'll agree with you with some of the shit that Cliff Kingsbury draws up. It's like, what are we doing? Why are we doing that? But things are clicking for Arizona. Like, Arizona's a team that I could see, putting some shit together and putting some wins together and putting a streak together, late in the season and really being dangerous. I read yesterday before the game. I read on ESPN. I can't remember who wrote the article, but it pretty much stated to the effect that while prior to entering last night wasn't necessarily a must win for either the Saints or the Cardinals.
Yes, it was.
It was one of those games where it could have later in the season been a must win. It was it was too early to say that it's a must win for either or, but now that it's all said and done, you look at it now and you're like, fuck, like the Saints kind of really needed that one. And like you look at the Cardinals right now and it's like, yo, y'all look pretty damn good.
No,
the Cardinals are 3-4.
Robbie, they were 2-3. They were 2-4 going into that game.
Yeah.
Were they? No, I thought they were 3. I could have sworn they were
2-4. The only
thing they had the same record. They both had the same record.
Yeah, 2-4. My point, and this is what I think this is what Payne's talking about. They needed it more than anything because their division, even before the thing that happened last night, was still probably one of the toughest divisions. The other teams were all 3-3. The Seahawks were better than we thought.
The Seahawks beat them.
Yeah, Seahawks beat them.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. What was the final score? Like an 11-point win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 defensive touchdowns. They would have lost the game without their D.
But you can't.
The game was different in the second half.
No, it was. All I'm saying is
you can say that with so many different teams and so many. That's the case. You have to use that every single time.
I get that. My point is, I don't think the Cardinals are playing as good as you're giving them credit for.
Yeah. So if you look at this season, right, the Cardinals.
I don't think they're playing as bad as what you guys are trying to make it seem.
I actually think they are, though. Right? They put up 9 points against the Seahawks last week, 17 against the Eagles, and then 26 against the Panthers. Like 26 against the Panthers is like hilarious to me. I feel like anybody I can get the guys that play flag football at the convention and probably put up at least like 14.
It's the Panthers
against the Panthers, right? Like I don't know. Like it's not good. No
What up, Jorge?
stat this season that Kyler has put up has been impressive. His decision making is questionable. His decision making is what got Marquise Brown hurt. Like the game was basically lost. Let me fucking just lob it. A bad throw, mind you. A bad throw to top it off that gets your best receiver at the time injured. Why?
I don't think that it's nowhere near.
Sure, he's not
Like
Baker Mayfield bad, but the shit that he's
top 10
doing
money in
is
the league?
not top 5 quarterback money good.
Is he better than Kirk Cousins right now, Peng?
yes.
No, he's fucking not.
No,
Yes.
I knew what Peng was going to say. That's why I wanted to hear
Kirk
Peng.
Cousins is playing much better than him.
Kirk Cousins also has fucking Justin Jefferson.
Okay, but at the end of the day, Justin Jefferson
Like,
or not,
if Kirk Cousins has been
he's
in
still
the
making
fucking
work
league
of Adam
significantly
Thielen.
longer, I would
Who did Andy
expect Kirk
Dalton
Cousins
have
to look
last night?
better.
Who did Andy Dalton have?
Bro,
Kevin
and
White?
Andy Dalton still looked like shit. And Andy Dalton's also, again, been in the fucking league. If you've been in the league X amount of years, yeah, I'm expecting something. Kyler hasn't,
Also a backup
Kyler
to a
hasn't
backup.
had, and this goes back to what I said. Give Kyler a little bit more of an experienced coach. Let him have fucking D-Hop for a whole season. It sucks that he's not going to have D-Hop in Hollywood. I feel like if he had D-Hop in Hollywood, that team
He's
is
had
fucking
D-Hop
significantly dangerous.
This is D-Hop's third year.
Yeah, this is him and D-Hop's third year together.
Yeah.
Like,
If you look at touchdowns thrown, it's not impressive. If you look at
No,
INTs
it's
to
touchdowns
touchdowns
not.
thrown, it's terrible.
Yeah, last year they were fucking awful. Last year they were
this
awful.
year. Last year, I gave a pass to Hopkins because he was injured. People say he's washed. I think he just got injured. I think Hopkins can still do it.
Arizona was
this
trying
year-
to do way too much. Arizona still has the same problem where you have too much and you're trying to do too much with what you have. Everyone does not need to be fucking used.
Yeah,
Like-
but Kyler has thrown 1 touchdown this week, 0 touchdowns last week, and I want to say again, maybe 1 touchdown. the
And
week
look at how often they are swapping in Moore, Dort. Then, some
Doesn't
sets
matter.
will have a tight end and some sets don't have a tight end. Amounts of pre-snap motion that you're tossing in. Simplify the fucking play fucking football.
Why was
Leave-
Keontae Ingram getting 11 touches last night?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that
Lee-
was fucking insane.
Yeah.
He was
Like
hot
Leaf says,
fucking garbage.
Leaf says right here, my problem is the Cards need to refrain from screen passes. These plays are too
Too
telegraphed.
telegraphed. But that's Cliff Kingsbury.
But like, if you're looking at passing games yards, I think every game has been under 220 on Kyler Murray this year.
Yeah.
220 yards thrown. Like, I think maybe 1 game has been above it. But I'm gonna say on average they're all about 220 or less. It's pretty bad. Like I said, if you're gonna be paid top 5, your weapons suck. I get it. Like I will give him a somewhat of a pass, but some of the decision making is just not good.
But there's also play
it's
calling with that.
minor
Look at
regression,
every single pass he throws, it's always the big shot. It's always you always go, oh, every fucking time.
And that's his fault.
It's either 8-yard crossing route.
How
or
is that?
straight
How
pass
is that his fault? If that's what's being called, if you go from run, big pass. And
You're the
if you have
QB, you make
nothing
the
that
decision at the
is,
end of
if
the
you
day.
have, he threw what 2 or 3 passes that were curl routes last night for checkdowns. There's no checkdowns drawn in that man's playbook.
It's just I'm not impressed by what I see from Kyler. Like I've watched enough of his games the last 2 weeks. I need to rewatch yesterday. I'm just looking at it going, you could be so much better. And I get some of the play calling is very questionable. But my God, make it audible. Do something. You're a top 5 quarterback paid. Go do something like a top 5 quarterback.
It goes into the same thing that fucking Rogers just said on a part of my take. It goes into the exact same thing. Like, and how he was like, how he significantly enjoyed the West Coast offense a whole lot more and a whole lot better. I think that Kyler would benefit from having a more stable, less pre-snap, we're constantly swapping out fucking personnel type of offense, and that's what Cliff Kingsbury runs, and that's what he does. We're constantly tossing in a new fucking receiver. We're constantly tossing in a new running back. We're constantly fucking moving someone before the snap. That's how the fucking the false start penalties happened in the first quarter last night. You know, everyone wants to be, it's a copycat league. Everyone wants to be the 49ers, which we're about to talk about next. Everyone wants to be the fucking San Francisco 49ers.
So everybody wants to lose to the fucking Falcons then. Because that's what they just did. They just lost to the Falcons last week.
Before we get off of the Thursday Night Football, can we talk about how bad of a situation the Saints are in?
But the Saints have we knew that was happening as soon as fucking it was no more Breeze, as soon as there was no more
I'm
Sean
on
Payton.
Pat's side. I think it's worse than we thought.
It's ugly. It's ugly
Is it
football.
worse than we thought?
There
were even people in mainstream media, and I know mainstream media can be cookie cutter, but there were a decent amount of people in mainstream media that were picking the Saints as their dark horse to get to the chip.
Okay.
That was dumb. I'm not able to do that.
The Saints don't even have their first round pick. They have the second oldest roster in the league and are almost.
But think about what you just said. You just said dark horse and championship at the same. It's a dark horse. I'm not saying about someone dark horse.
They're worse than a dark horse.
But think about how long ago that someone said that. Like, they're not saying it in fucking week 6. They're not picking them to be a dark horse.
September was only a month and a half ago.
If you're picking them off of their first win off of week 1, like or whatever, like, okay, I can let that slide. If it's someone that's still fucking beating that drum, bury the man. You know, but I mean, come on.
Coming into the season, why are the Saints any kind of anything, man? Like, if you look at their division, they're what, team number 3, 4 coming into the season? Like, let's assume people liked Baker coming to the season, right? I know some of you guys liked Baker coming in.
I like Baker coming in.
I think they were number 3.
Yeah,
I
right.
think they were number 3.
They were at best the 3rd on this in the division. Like, and anyone who was like, oh, you know, they can what? What can they do with Jameis Winston, you know, who's coming off an ACL tear? And what can they do losing their star left tackle, Teron Armstead? Like, what can they do with Michael Thomas, who hasn't played football in 2 years and looks like he's probably not going to play 3 years at this rate, barely playing this year? Like,
you got to fucking hit the girly and get the fuck out of there.
This was just someone bored, you know, like, there was nothing. Fantasy-wise, could have been gold. And I think they actually are fantasy gold this year, still with Chris Olave and Alvin Kamara.
Is Dennis Allen part of the problem?
I don't fucking know. I just know that roster is a problem.
So they've got,
like, your quarterback's a problem.
The best thing they could do is sell the rights to Sean Payton to another team for a draft pick.
I think that's happening. I think that's a guarantee.
But you're running into an issue where they have an old roster that's way over the cap. They thought that they had a shot at their division when Brady retired. And they're like, oh, we can make a play here. It was before the Baker trade. They're the favorites to win the division pre-draft night. And now,
but Brady came back. That basically kills that.
And
that killed that. The Falcons put up points. They lose games. They put up points.
Way better than anyone projected. Like, you guys give me crap for saying the Falcons are fun to watch, but they just beat the 49ers by 14 points. It's not the prettiest play, but they're winning games and they're keeping it close when they're losing. They're playing.
They're basically a more efficient Bears.
And that wins right now.
Yeah. And it's working. They're doing what the Bears are trying to do, but good.
At the end of the day, with that team, I feel like we realistically like even if you were someone that went on record and was like, yeah, I have him as a wild card, right? Let's say like you know, boom, like you say that in the back of your mind, you realistically kind of knew.
Yeah, you know, the other 29 other teams in the league that were probably better than them on paper, right? The AFC East just looks better on all 4 fronts, even with Zach Wilson sucking.
I think you're rid of the problem that if the Saints can't sustain and drive, it doesn't matter how good your defense is if they're out there for 70 plays.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Jets later. Let's move on. Let's talk about Christian. Motherfucking McCaffrey. CMC is in the bay. How are y'all feeling? What are the fantasy implications to this roster, if any? In real life football, how does this affect this team? Do you like now elevate the 49ers in your rankings? Like, are they playoff worthy? Super worthy? Hey,
I am gonna say that I think this trade's kind of stupid for the Niners. I really think it's a stupid trade. Like if you,
like I'm
if you
saying,
look
it's
at
fucking stupid.
they're trading a second, a third, a fourth, and what, a fifth, and next year's third, right? I think, is that correct?
Second, third, fourth, and next year's fifth.
Okay. So they basically had that's their 4 running backs they were going to draft anyways, but it's fine. But like I think it's just a bad trade, right? Because Jimmy G isn't going to do shit this year. We know this. I don't care what anyone says. Jimmy G ain't going to do shit. Even if they somehow make playoffs, it ain't going to mean shit. So they're going to go do nothing.
Albert, what's up, Alberto?
ZMC fucking already, gets to join a team that's used to having injured running backs, so he's gonna feel at home. And then, I just don't know. I think this is like a weird trade. And I think for fantasy purposes, it can be kind of cool. I feel like you might get more efficient touches. I don't know if you can get more touches. And then I also feel at the end of the day, I mean, what does this trade really do? What does this trade do for them 2 years from now? Or next year? What does this trade for them do next year?
He's under contract. He's under contract till 2025. I mean, that's a big thing too.
Yeah. So what happens next year, though, right? Like we already know running backs degrade hard, and I'm sure CMC is probably on one of the bigger fast tracks of degradation than most other running backs.
Carolina kind of ran that motherfucker in the dirt.
Just saying, I love CMC. I think he's fucking great.
He's proven 2 years
to be elite, but like, my God, man, like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, I had to ask you, like, what the fuck are we doing here? If I was a 49er fan, I would be like, great, we're gonna lose, and then we're not gonna have any picks. Yay! Are they better than anyone? Their division right now? I think they're better than what?
Yes.
The Rams. Maybe the Seahawks.
Alberto says they're getting to the chip.
Okay, so. Alberto has them to the chip. No guaranteed money after this year, I think, says CR.
I mean, it's a play that they think that the Rams fall out, which is fair. But I don't know. Like you just lost to the fucking Falcons. CMC was not going to win you that game. Like I don't. And if he did, that just shows how bad the rest of your offense is. I don't know. It's just a confusing move. It's just like, I don't know. I can't imagine losing to like a really shitty team and being like, this running back's gonna take us to the Super Bowl, guys.
Do you feel like it's potentially one of those things where like it looks great on paper?
No, you traded away 4 picks.
I mean, I'm talking about like the active roster, not the future. I'm talking about the active roster, like what's gonna go on the product that'll be on field, like currently.
Maybe. I mean, CMC is that good. I just don't know how they're going to use him much differently than they would use the other guys they currently have.
And that's one of the things that I did think about. It's like, well, you already used. I was like, well, maybe you use Debo more so as a receiver, but then I'm like, this is Shanahan.
No, it's Jimmy G that can't throw anything past 9 yards. First down scare him. Like he just can't throw past that fucking line. It's impossible. It's like dude sucks at fucking throwing. I don't know. I just don't see anything, and I feel like this team is just gonna implode. And I feel bad for the Niners. Like I don't really care for the fans out here.
Is it possible?
The actual diehards.
Is it possible? Christian McCaffrey is an amazing fucking talent. I am going to say that. But is it possible that because Carolina was so fucking bad, it highlighted his fucking talent so heavily that like now that he's in it, like
he's always been that good though.
That's I'll be honest. I'm gonna use one of our buddies' words here.
Don't get
that's besmirching of someone's name.
I'm just saying.
No.
Remember when Allen Iverson went to Denver?
Remember
when Allen Iverson went to Denver?
I'm not even.
I remember when Allen Iverson got traded to Detroit. Shut the fuck up.
I'm not even a CMC guy, and I'm telling you, no, I will take you off stream right now.
I will take you off a fucking screen. What are you talking about? I own this bitch.
Do it.
Nah, hey, it's a valid point. Because of Shanahan's playbook.
Jamie, I'm not putting your comment up on purpose because I want to use it.
Because of Shanahan's playbook, it kind of makes it to where he has to be efficient with his touches. It's like, yeah, your career's going to last longer because you're not going to endure injury as much because you're not having to be out there fucking 20 goddamn snaps.
Yeah, but he's also on the Niners where running backs get a minus 20% to injury proneness. They're just going to get hurt even quicker.
Pat, your turn.
CMC is going to be great. I don't deny that. I just don't know if this is a right move. It's just a weird move to me.
I like your take.
I miss him in the black and blue.
I disagree with Pang's take, but I respect it.
Yeah.
So you think it's Super Bowl time? You think they go to the Super Bowl?
I think they've got the. I think that sets them up to win the division. Jimmy Garoppolo is a good enough quarterback to, with the talent around him, manage a team to get them the division and to the NFC Championship game in a weak NFC right now. What's there to run into in the NFC right now? The Packers. Packers just lost in London and lost at home to the Jets. And had to
no one was going to say Packers, but you. That team has been absolutely.
We don't know how
the Vikings look bad in London. The Vikings haven't looked dominant.
We don't know how Dallas is going to click under Dak.
How about Eagles? How about like the fucking
The Eagles are the only scary thing in the NFC East, to be honest.
They're probably one of the scariest things in the NFC.
So you have Eagles, 49ers, Bucks. Bucks lost the Packers. They were without wide receivers, but Brady's not. How do you think Brady's going to hold up come January?
Brady's not playing great right now.
What happens if he takes an actual roughing the passer penalty? Like, he's not getting up. Eye in the sky is saying, senior citizen, your AARP card's over here. We need to check you for dementia, Alzheimer's, and a concussion because you're not looking good. So what does that leave? That's 3 teams at the top of the NFC. 2 teams get to the NFC Championship game, and Shanahan's defense can stop whatever the Eagles put up.
So
the Eagles have been exposed in the playoffs in those.
So you compare a division where everybody is 50% to Tampa, which is on a downhill, but we know that's because of injury. But then you have the Vikings that are 5-1, Eagles that
the Rams ain't getting shit together.
The 49ers also.
Don't worry, I'll get to the Rams.
The Rams ain't getting shit together.
No, my blood is boiling on this one.
Giants are 5-1, Cowboys are 4-2. And I will admit that some of these I think are a little bit funny. I know you guys gave me shit for the Giants coming into the season.
You have a better chance of predicting the AFC. You have a better chance of predicting the AFC than you do the NFC.
Are the Giants better than the 49ers?
Probably coaching.
No.
Okay, so why are we focused on a 6-game sample size when they're still tied for the lead in their
and all that goes out the window when the fucking playoffs hit. That's what I'm saying.
Daniel,
like, you have to
forget how Jimmy G loses. Like, I think people forget that, like, how bad Jimmy G is. Actually,
remember when the Lakers got Russ and like everyone's like, yeah, we're gonna be good now, and then we fucking sucked. That's this.
I think we saw that actually with the Broncos and actual Russ.
Both.
Nathaniel Hackett's the problem there.
I don't think CMC is the actual is the equivalent of Russell Westbrook.
No, CMC is never going to be an issue. It's
Jimmy G is the issue. Yeah.
So you take a team that made the NFC Championship game last year with a quarterback that's coming off an injury and is finally settling back in.
So last year, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't good
with a top 5 defense.
He came in and sucked pretty hard this year too.
With a top 5 defense and a elite fullback.
I will give them playoff. I will say that they are playoff worthy.
Top running back in the league.
I will say they are playoff
Yeah, they'll
worthy.
be probably playoff because the division is that bad, but I don't consider them serious contenders. Like
They added
like
an injury-prone running back to an already fucking injury-prone running back goddamn room.
This is
And that's where we've long disagreed about injury proneness in running backs.
All right, I'm about my turn because my blood is boiling.
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, first off,
Mike's about to shit himself.
I want to get one thing off the table before I really go, and that is this comment by Jamie, because I want to elaborate real quick on it if it comes up. How much will the 49ers lose if they also decide Lance isn't the guy? To me, if Lance isn't the guy, this affects the team more than if CMC doesn't produce for this trade. I want to say that off the bat. But this team is going to win the division. This team, to me, is going to win. Seahawks are good. They're better than we thought for sure. Cardinals, like we said, are 3-4. And we disagree on how they're winning, but they're winning. Rams,
A win's a win is a win. It doesn't matter.
I agree. The Rams, oh God, don't even get me started. If they don't find an offensive line, me and Pat could block better than half of their line.
Fucking Rams make me want to fucking drink. Okay. I'm not a Rams fan, but they make me want to drink. The Dodgers make me want to drink. Everything about fucking LA makes me want to drink. Continue.
Yes, Shanahan, we'll get – I think Debo's going to be more of a wide receiver now, and I like that. He is going to put CMC in positions. I think that more part of the pain point is it's not the fact that CMC is going to suck or anything like that. It's just the fact that he doesn't see them doing good as a team enough to make all those picks worth picking him up.
I mean, think about the teams they lost to, guys.
I'm trying to figure out how you make all of this fucking work on one fucking team. Like,
hold on. I think it is going to work.
Yak monster.
You have a fucking juggernaut.
In this, okay, just like if you add CMC to this team with Debo, with Ayuk, with Kittle, with the defense when Bosa gets back is better. You do not need Jimmy G to be Tom Brady. You do not need Jimmy G to be Josh Allen.
You need Jimmy G to be Jimmy G. Jimmy G was fine fucking last year.
Robbie, that's what I'm trying to say. I think that Payne is wrong in the sense that he doesn't need to be. He just needs to be a guy.
But you're right in that aspect. You are right in that aspect. You are right in that respect. Okay? I'm right in saying that deeming them fucking Super Bowl goddamn champs right now is a little goddamn premature, and that tells me a little something about your sex life if you're already fucking crowning them Super Bowl champs right now. I'm not saying they're not going to be Super Bowl champs. No, wait.
No, but
where Payne is right. Where Payne is right. Where Payne is right. How do you make all of this work? We've seen rosters get overcrowded with fucking talent. Look at the Philadelphia 76ers. Like I'm using different sports because we've seen this. I'm trying to fucking draw lines of comparison in hopes that people goddamn really understand what I'm saying. You can have too much talent and that bitch can implode.
Football's the opposite though.
Is it always the opposite?
I remember that dream team they had in the Eagles a couple of years back.
In basketball, you end up running into ISO situations where one guy has the ball. Football is about spreading the ball around. You have to defend out to all of the positions.
If you ask me, last year's Bills team had everything fucking put together, and they still came up goddamn short. And I'm sorry, that roster was better than the fucking Kansas City Chiefs.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it is.
No.
The Bills
this year's roster is.
Oh, man.
Bro.
This year's roster is better than the Chiefs last year. I give you that.
Eat my ass. Whatever, bro. Whatever, dog. Whatever. Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah.
You sure?
I said
you
that
guys need to get bailed out in OT. With the fucking faulty OT rule. If it was college rules, Buffalo would have blown your backs out.
A win's a win.
You're the one that's been saying a win's a win all night.
But okay, let's pull back for a second. This is the team that the 49ers are beaten. They've beaten the Panthers, the Rams, and the Seahawks. They've lost to the Bears, the Broncos.
That's a wash.
You lost the Bears in the Mud Bowl.
The Bears is a wash.
Bears is a wash.
Literally.
Okay, then Broncos and Falcons. They've literally only played negative teams this season. and they're 3-3.
But here's the big thing. Though. They're 2-0 in their division.
Okay, great. They still have to go through wild card. They still have to go to the NFC championships. Like, I don't.
I'm
look
not
at this
saying
team,
they're a Super Bowl team. I'm saying they're a playoff.
but somebody
team
called them an
that'll win their
NFC
division.
championship team
But
earlier.
to Pang's point, those other teams that are not in their division are going to expose them to their division, is what he's basically saying.
Yeah, and someone already called them an NFC championship in this chat, and I'm like, why? Why are they NFC champion? Because the Packers aren't in there.
I said they're
Even
going
the
to
Packers and
What do you think, man? Welcome to the show, bro.
What up, man?
What's up, guys? How you doing today?
The TikTok god.
Oh man, I've just been at work all day, bro, and slaving. I finally get to unwind and relax. And I haven't talked about football. And I know I jumped in mid-conversation, but you guys are talking about CMC to the 49ers.
Yep.
And honestly, bro, does it really do that much of a difference? Honestly, when you think about it, is CMC really going to be putting up numbers? Because you still got Debo running the ball. Okay, are they going to cut
Wilson
Debo's
did
no
100
longer-
yards.
I think Debo's not going to. My point about Debo is I think he's not going to run the ball as much. They're going to use him. I think Ayuk's going to get hurt more than because they're going to use Debo more in the passing game.
And then we're also missing the key factor. CMC hasn't got hurt yet. Telling you, that's a ticking time bomb right there.
He didn't his first 3 years in the league either, or his time at Stanford. So
Yep.
Bro, yeah, but I like
those
the point
are
that
unrelated injuries.
They're unrelated. And Robbie, you're the biggest one to say that they're not injury prone.
okay.
I'm not worried about the injury part. I am worried about how does this offense actually click, and when
How
they
does it
do
all
click,
click?
is it really going to be that great? Because Jeff Wilson Jr. and Elijah Mitchell were putting up numbers anyways. It wasn't like this running back.
I think that people are just roster baiting to like what they see on paper, and they're just like, oh my god, fucking. But when we see it, CMC hurts Debo's rushing. But and this is the point that I want to bring up. See, Debo's talent is in the way that you can utilize him, even with the CMC there. Ask yourself this: if the trade was the opposite. Okay, so let's say that it was Debo going to Carolina, right? I mean, obviously that the offense isn't the same, but do you still think that they don't use? Do you still think that they don't fucking use him the same way? No, I don't think that you just necessarily say oh well, we got CMC now, Debo, your job is done. It's I don't think that you do that. I don't think that you just up and neglect that.
Nah, and let's be honest. My bad.
Yeah, go ahead. Go
ahead.
That's how a white man runs the ball.
No, I was gonna say, do you really think that CMC is gonna get 20 plus carries on the 49ers?
Fuck no.
He's gonna get 20 plus touches. He's gonna get 20 touches.
15 and 20 touches a game.
It doesn't need to be carries. He's gonna get 20 opportunities. Yes.
Yeah.
No.
He's gonna get his touches. I don't think you pay. I don't think you add this guy and not use him. That would be really stupid.
The 49ers running backs haven't been pass catchers recently.
Yeah, they're not pass catchers.
Dimensions. CMC can also still pass block. I think that's a very underrated skill that he has.
Probably one of the best receivers at a running back position, easily.
Read on that.
The dude's a monster. Him and Eckler can really catch passes.
I just feel like it's one of those splash plays. It can either work really well. It's gonna be interesting to see how they put this all together. I'm not expecting CMC to have a big role in this offense right away. The first week, his second week is wearing the jersey. Okay, of course, but
the good news is he's coming to the same rushing scheme that Carolina currently runs, an outside zone rushing scheme. So in terms of the different packages, there's a quick learning curve for him in terms of.
Do you think this is better for fantasy?
Huh?
Do you guys think this is better for fantasy?
Well, in terms of trades, yeah.
It's better than what he's been doing in Carolina in that offense. Goddamn sure.
He's more likely
to been great in Carolina just on volume, but yeah, I think this will be effective.
I'm saying I think he'll do more with less.
Hey, I like CMC suit up. It's gonna be dope.
All right, so Rel asked us, should I trade Ayuk?
Ayuk looks fine.
Yeah,
I'd keep him. I'd keep him.
I think what Robbie and I were talking about with too many guys out there. Ayuk's going to fall backwards in defense's focus, and I think he has a chance to get some single coverage against bad corners.
Yep, exactly. I think he's going to be that guy that will get,
What's up, guys?
What's up, Jamie?
White man can't jump, bro. That's gonna be the duo with Debo and CMC. I'm telling you.
Fucking. Or you mean yeah? Okay, yeah. I see. What you're saying. Debo Sydney.
Yo.
Oh my gosh. Yo, Rosie Perez's voice though.
Oh,
we just talked about that today at work.
Wow, really? You talking about Rosie Perez at work? Damn.
I showed someone, a couple people at work, the meme of the two white men can't jump that Jamie sent me.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, all I think about that movie is Rosie Perez.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. All right. Let's see. Next topic here that we got up on the show sheet. I can't remember. No, 1 second.
Elijah Moore.
No.
Akers and Dobbins.
Oh
yeah. Damn. See, at least somebody here studies.
No, I can just fucking read.
I can just read.
We'll
try it. Well, no, I know how to do this. All right. So both Cam Akers and J.K. Dobbins, whether it has been due to coaches not knowing what they want to do with the players or injury or whatever the case may be, just haven't given fantasy managers the full, especially from a dynasty standpoint, haven't given fantasy managers the ROI at which those went out there and drafted them at. So with that being said and stated, the question basically is are you in or out, and what are you doing with your shares? And this could be, you could answer it from either standpoint, dynasty or redraft, but what are you doing with your shares of both of these gentlemen? If you have one, speak on that one. If you have both, speak on both. Jamie, you start.
Dobbins, man. I mean, I said from the beginning of the season he's not going to be fully healthy until week 7 or 8. And what week are we on? 7 or 8. They brought him back way too early to try to ease him back in, but they didn't ease him in. They gave him pretty much full workload.
Yeah.
So I guess now you have to hold him, put him on your IR if you have him. No one's going to buy him. I mean, you could try to buy him cheap. I don't think I'm going to do that, but if you have him, you have to hold him. Same with Akers. You drafted him so high in Dynasty. I mean, he was definitely a top 5. He was in my top 4 when he came out with Dobbins. So I'm holding him, hoping Akers goes to a good team that actually uses him. Dobbins hoping he gets healthy. We'll see what happens next year.
Okay. So you're holding. You're saying hold. All right. What are you doing, Ben?
Yeah, I'll tell you right now what I'm doing. I have Cam Akers in one of my leagues, and I drafted him in the 4th round. And I was once that CMC trade happened, I saw the waiver wire go crazy over Devontae Foreman and Chuba Hubbard. Now, I was in a situation where I had no running backs because Cam Akers fucked me. So it was either drop Cam Akers and pick up Foreman and Chuba Hubbard, or do I hold Cam Akers for some freaking odd reason because I know he's not freaking playing. And I don't think everybody has a bad taste in their mouth from Cam Akers anyway, from what they've been seeing. I'm sure, because I dropped them. That's what I did. Yep. I dropped Cam Akers.
You're out.
I'm looking at Chuba Hubbard and Foreman. Whoever takes the leading role, I'm going to keep. And then whoever falls back, I'll probably drop and maybe pick up Cam Akers if I start hearing chirp that he's going somewhere. But I don't think anybody's going to pick him up to put him on their bench for them to rot unless you really don't have anybody.
Mm-hmm. Kyron Williams, Truther, stand up, says Leafs. Anyone know where Akers is going? We have
Seattle, maybe. They just lost Penny.
He's not. They're not trading him to. They're not trading.
Yeah,
him
they got
to
Walker.
Division.
Plus, Kenneth Walker is amazing.
Yeah, they got Walker.
They're not trading. Rams will not trade him to a division opponent.
Yeah,
true. All right.
Hey.
I don't know. I don't have any Akers because that was kind of a given coming into the season. for like a lot of people. It just sucks. I mean, and to be fair, he looked really. It sounded great in June, July, but nothing in August sounded good about it. Everything in August sounded terrible about Akers. Dobbins, man, that sucks because I did take a lot of Dobbins in the 7th and 8th, thinking like, you know what, I can suck up 5-6 weeks and then get this RB1 to come back. He's just gonna sit in my waivers. I'm not dropping him. I'm hoping he comes back. We saw him at least get touches. We do know that the Ravens run the ball, so it's not the end of the world. I'm looking towards Gus Edwards at this point, man, because Kenyon Drake did that job. So I would say look to Gus Edwards and then forget these other two exist for the rest of the season. At least Dobbins till about week 10, week 12.
What's good, right? Justin? Let's see, Rel. Berto, what's good? What's good? Someone dropped Akers in one of my leagues, and I'm picking up and holding him until the trade deadline, staying with Elijah Moore. Okay, Berto, we'll be talking Elijah Moore later, so get ready for some Elijah Moore takes on the other side of the show. Pat.
I think we're in a really weird spot with that entire draft class of running backs.
Preach.
Especially for dynasty purposes, I think there's a lot of question marks of what do you do with everyone in that class. You have the CEH JT debate coming into that first rookie year.
There's no debate. I'm sorry, there's no debate. People were just hyped about the landing spot. We all knew CH wasn't good.
Don't gaslight me when there was the debate. Like that was very clear.
Yeah.
Majority of people landed on the CEH
we
side.
Worked that draft.
The fact that people ignore that happened is the biggest gaslighting I've ever seen from fantasy football analysts.
It did happen, but that was just ridiculous.
Everyone will say they have JT, but they didn't.
Oh, I have receipts. I had JT.
So
all day.
You may have had JT, but I'm saying it happened. The conversation was there.
Yeah, I get it. You're right. You were right, man. It did happen.
Sorry.
Please continue.
Yeah, my bad.
But what do we do with Dobbins now? Dobbins is dealing with serious injuries, that multiple surgeries. Going into the night for surgeries is way more intense than just dealing with a pulled hamstring or a rolled ankle. I think I'm staying away from him in Dynasty, especially with all the free agents that are coming up this coming year and the running backs coming in from college.
Yep.
I think he's not going to find himself in a place where he's going to have a starting role.
Yeah.
It's an ugly landscape for some of these running backs, especially with the death of the workhorse running back.
Like I would even be willing to go like 3rd and 4th round picks for like these guys like in exchange at this point.
I'm looking at one of a dynasty league I'm in right now where I'm in a full rebuild, and I'm like, do I send out a 3rd or a 4th round pick for these guys and maybe send back an Eno Benjamin? Like, can I make that swap and hope for the talent to be something later, and I flip that into a 2nd during the offseason? Like, that might be the trade, and I hope for those people in that Kings Dynasty League that are listening right now, I'm coming for you.
I like it. I love it.
But what do? You have to try and just. I have Akers in that league, and I'm just going to say, no one's going to offer me what he actually is talented wise.
No,
I tried to get rid of him before the year, and just wasn't seeing the offers that I needed. They're sending me 2nds and 3rds. I'm like, no, that's not where he was. And it probably would have been better to take it, but here we are. His value isn't going lower. It's sunken cost. Like the cost is gone.
True shit.
It's the same as a late round rookie pick.
Yeah,
running backs come and go so quickly with injuries. So even if he ends up on the back end of a roster, he can turn it around with a opportunity. So I think for Akers, you're holding J.K. Dobbins. If you can buy on a rebuilding team or a retooling team, I'll send a late round pick and package that with something to.
I would buy a Dobbins off you for a late round pick.
Yep.
Yeah, I would go. I would do Dobbins for a 3rd.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Big Game James, I want to apologize if I did come across harsh there. I just was.
Oh no, you were right, because I do remember the debate, but I was just so adamant at the time. Like, there's no way CEH. He wasn't even my top 5 in that draft.
Yep. And
I actually loved CH and loved the landing spot,
Mm.
and I remember
Well, the
pissing
landing
Mike
spot
off
was
with it.
great.
I
That's what
remember
made me
pissing
move
off
him up.
Mike.
match,
But
And I was
that's what his point is, Jamie. It's
Yeah.
not. It wasn't pre. We're not talking pre. We're talking after the landing spot.
Yeah.
Everyone jumped from JT onto the train.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
after the landing spot, I moved him from like 7
But I
to
had
like
already had him. I had
six.
already had
No,
him
I know.
going late.
No, I
anyway.
know you did. I know you did.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the
We ran
community.
we ran into the RB1, RB2 conversation, and then
The buzz ball.
CH in redraft got up to pick 5.
But honestly, look how it turned out because look who is the number 1 and 2 this year.
Bro,
I
fucking,
mean,
I
CH
used
is
to,
beating all of them, right?
I used to get a fucking
was.
He's
stack
really
of
healthy
goddamn
with-
folders in the
This year.
mail. A fucking
He's trading with
UPS
him and
box.
James Robinson.
A UPS box would come in and it'd just be fucking folders. And it'd just be like everything on like any and every NFL prospect that you could just fucking imagine. And I like CH gives me, I want to hit you in the fucking mouth vibes.
I think what's annoying about CEH is how there were better prospects that came into the league in good landing spots, end up in like round 2, right? Like
Yeah.
Z, Leonard Fournette, and then would still be drafted in the second round in fantasy, right? Like, but then CEH comes in and everyone's like, fucking 108, 107, 105.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sitting here like looking at like when Zeke came into the league, one of the best prospects, you know, Leonard Fournette, one of the best prospects, like DeAndre
I
Swift,
pull
a pretty
receipts
solid
on this shit.
prospect. And these guys are going like round 3, end of round
What?
2. Najee Harris is round 2 last year.
Mike, give us your take. Sorry.
With Dobbins, I'm holding.
Uh-huh.
I'm going dynasty. Period. I'm holding. I'm not gonna be able to get what I want, but I would. I'm like you, Robbie. I'd throw out a third. With Akers, I will preface this by saying I looked again, and I don't have either one of these in any of my leagues, surprisingly. But I am out. O-U-T on Cam Akers.
Yeah, I'm out. That's what I was going to make my take.
You can give me what you can give me.
I'm out on both,
I mean,
actually.
You can give me the toupee of the oldest white man in New York City, and I'll take that over Cam Akers at this point.
Would you lick the toupee?
No, I got some self-dignity.
I mean, like, what's the point of like? I was just trying to get like where this joke was gonna go.
I don't have a lot left, but I'll wear it.
Oh, you'll wear it. Oh, okay. All right.
I don't have much hair. Remember that.
So I'm gonna piss people off. I'm out on both.
I don't think that pisses a lot of people off.
Redraft and dynasty.
I'm not in on.
Oh yeah,
Dobbins.
both. Oh yeah, I'm out on both in both.
My problem is I'm not in on Dobbins, but I'm not going to get what I would want. I'm not going to get what I would want.
If if I have to check. I think I have Akers shares. I don't think I have Dobbins shares. And if I do, I think I have like one Dobbins share. For the shares I do have, if you send me anything less than like a third or a fourth, and I don't give a fuck what kind of third or fourth it is, it can be late. You know, I'll be completely honest. At this point, both of these gentlemen, to me, from a fantasy football standpoint and a fantasy football standpoint only, are basura. This is the stock that like I had a lot of faith in, and it's dipping at this given moment. And I'm not going to wait for it to come back up. I'm sure that it can redeem itself at some point. Do I think that it'll redeem itself above its current price or what it was currently valued at even previously? No. I don't think that'll ever happen. So therefore, I move on.
And that could be like 3-4 years from now. Like Dobbins could become Raheem Mostert when he's 29. And
yeah, I don't want to wait for that.
Yeah, no, we don't want to wait for that.
Like you're not getting Amazon numbers out of fucking Cam Akers or Dobbins. Like you're not going to be able. It's not fucking 98 where you can hold on the .com merit and then all of a sudden it just booms and now you're fucking rich. Like that's not happening. That's not happening with these two gentlemen. Go get running backs next year. Or either have Kenneth Walker or Breece Hall this year, and those will be 10 times more profitable for you. I'm out on Javonte as well.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I've been out on Javante before the draft.
I'm out on Javante.
His
Nope.
price became way too steep last year, and it's
Nope.
So I sold Cam Akers this offseason straight up for Travis Etienne, and people were like, "You're fucking crazy." It's like, not now. Look at it.
I wish I could do that. I wish I could trade him for James Robinson.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the first half of Rumboyz After Dark. We will be back on the second half. We have. I'm not even going to spoil it for you guys. Oh, I'll be having promo codes coming for you guys soon. New sponsor coming. You can rock your favorite, any official licensed sports team around your neck. All right, I'm rocking my Dodgers joint tonight. Well, I mean, it goes with the outfit as well. I also got the Commanders piece. I got a Lakers championship ring piece coming in. Fucking 18 karat gold. We iced out, so I'll be having promo codes coming for you guys. Real soon. Shout out to the homies at GLD. And yeah, we rocking, we rolling. It's the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. Mike, hit that shit.
There's plenty of time.
Let me tell you a little story. Once upon a
Do it.
time, there was a monkey knife fight.
And one day they met one team partners in the NFLPA,
It's a match made in the pits of a monkey knife fight.
and everyone lived happily ever after.
Are you listening? This is big.
What is a monkey knife fight?
You know, it's thing monkeys, knives, You get it. Fantasy sports is Monkey Knife Fight. And Monkey Knife Fight is fantasy sports.
Monkey Knife Fight is daily fantasy.
Monkey Knife Fight in the house.
I am Monkey Knife Fight. You are Monkey Knife Fight. We are all Monkey Knife Fight.
Monkey Knife Fight.
You have the NFLPA behind the company.
It's exciting for me to be a part of fantasy sports.
When I think of fantasy sports, I think of beating all my buddies year in and year out and being able to brag about it.
We're not just partners in it.
We're owners.
And it feels awesome to be an owner.
I challenge you to a Monkey Knife Fight.
We've been saving you a seat at the table, Monkey Knife Fight.
Welcome to the One Team and NFLPA family.
Monkey Knife Fight. Welcome to the family, Monkey Knife Fight.
Welcome to the game, Monkey Knife Fight.
Monkey Knife Fight!
I challenge you to a Monkey Knife Fight.
Monkey Knife Fight!
Monkey Knife Fight, Monkey Knife Fight, Monkey Knife Fight, Monkey Knife.
Don't know how.
Monkey Knife Fight, 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 Monkey Knife Fight. I'm better than Gardner Minshew.
I love it. So really quick, before we get into the second half of the show, shout out to Payne, shout out to Pat, stopped it through for the first half of the show. We're gonna hold it down the rest of the way. This is what I want to show you guys. What like when I was talking about before we went on halftime.
GLD.
Shout out the homies. GLD gang. Hashtag GLD gang. This is what your chains are going to come in any jewelry, whether you get like chains, bracelets, grills, whatever. These chains have been
I can get a grill?
Yeah, bro. Fucking they've collabed with multiple NFL athletes for their draft day chains. Yeah, they're partnered and licensed and officially licensed with every sports team to make official iced out jewelry, inspired by every team. They work with Bieber, they work with Snoop Dogg, Quavo, like a bunch of different rappers. They're real legit. They make the official Rolling Loud chain as well. But yo, your stuff comes in this GLD box. And you open it, like it's like super nice actually. Like I was impressed with how nice it was. Everything is insured and warranted. It comes with like this really nice card that you break out. Your jewelry will come in an oxidized pouch to make sure that, you know, because it's gold, whether you order gold, silver, or whatever, everything is oxidized. You know, you want to make sure that everything is fresh. Your pendants will come in these little baggies, and this is my Washington joint. So, you know, I got the Washington one, which I'll be rocking Sunday, as y'all see. We gonna hook the gang up. We gonna try and get the gang iced out. You know, Ben, we need you with rocking a Cowboys one. Mike, we need you with a Chiefs one. We need you with a Browns one. You know, we need y'all out here. You know, rocking your baseball teams, your hockey teams, and shit. So yeah, we gonna hook everybody up with some promo codes. So y'all can get fresh for Christmas.
I don't watch those sports. I don't like sports.
I don't like sports. I've never watched sports. What are sports?
You don't know sports.
I don't like.
You don't know sports.
What's a touchdown? I'm kidding.
It's a thing where you hit a baseball over the fence and you run around 4 bases.
Hi, little homie. Hi.
That's a spare, right?
So getting into the
second half.
put it on a dookie chain, bro. I haven't heard them call dookie chains in forever. Damn. The next one I get, I'm gonna probably put a Cuban on. I'm gonna put a Cuban on the Lakers joint. I'm so Italian. That was like the most Paisan thing I could have just said, huh? Anyways, next topic here on the other side of the show, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking. Nina says, "Oh, hi, AJ. Yes, we got celebrities up in here. Y'all ain't know. Little nephew AJ pulling up there, down there in the bottom box.
He's better looking than his father.
My gosh,
Yeah. He takes after his mother's looks.
Good.
Damn, Mike, that was mean.
It's true though.
It's all a lot of fun. He knows
It's
Definitely
true.
true.
I ain't denying it.
I mean, it's all fair. It's all fair to admit that Jamie doesn't like some that stepped on the fucking Discovery Channel.
Remember,
Anyway,
Robbie, he is from Ohio.
anyways, oh my gosh, bigger headline this week. Oh my gosh. Elijah Moore requesting a trade from the Jets while they are doing good. Elijah Moore just suddenly saying, I know we're doing great, but I'm out. Or Taylor Heineke getting put into the driver's seat. Ron Rivera said, go ahead, son, here's the keys, drive the boat. Which one's a bigger headline to you, in your opinion? We're going to let kids go first.
Jamie, that's you.
My bad.
I try to be cute on the show, and that's what I get. That's what,
Me and Ben are like, are you going?
I like the Heineke play. I think he elevates the receivers a little bit more. I was actually hoping, I had stashed Heineke in a bunch of my dynasty leagues going into the season, thinking he was going to get a start eventually this season. So I like that. And then what was the other one? Elijah Moore.
Yeah, Berto's saying Moore's the bigger news in his eyes. Why?
Yeah.
Give us a reason why in the chat.
It's bigger because he you see his frustration playing with that team. He gets 0 targets a game.
You
And
got to pick one of the two.
I'm picking. Okay, I thought we were talking about both.
You don't get to play both sides.
It's the Heineke starting is bigger news, better for the NFL. It's going to elevate the receivers. It could even help the running backs in the game, just because I think he's a better quarterback than Wentz.
Okay. I am interested on the Heineke passing yards line over there on Monkey Knife Fight. Ben.
Honestly, I agree with Alberto. Yeah, Alberto, I agree with you. Elijah Moore is definitely the bigger news. I feel like Heineke going in, we've seen Heineke, and he's actually pretty decent. I would be surprised if he took over Wentz at this point. Elijah Moore, on the other hand, kind of surprised because the Jets are actually doing good. But I do understand his frustration because I have him on my fantasy team. And he's doing shit. But it's not his fault. So maybe he can find a quarterback that'll treat him better.
But fantasy aside, you got to admit, all right, we all know that Robbie being Robbie is a very overly competitive person.
Let me go, and then you can.
Okay, you go ahead. You go ahead, Mike. You go ahead.
Because I know where you're going because we talked about this last night. So I'm not going to bring up one of the people he's mad at. I'm not going to bring
that up. I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
No,
I'm just it's not logical.
No, I'm saying one of the people Elijah's mad at. I'm not going to bring him up.
Good.
What I am going to say is it is Elijah Moore is the bigger news. And I'm actually going to bring up something that we brought up before Ben and before Jamie came on air. I know it's a different situation. He wasn't arguing with someone on the field. But just like we said, the players are getting more control in Arizona with the Kyler situation. We said players are getting more control than the coaches. This is not the first time we see this. A.J. Brown, Terry McLaurin, they were all like, we want to be traded or we want to get paid. We want to do this or we want to get that. I know he's only his second year.
This isn't I want to get paid thing. This is trade me.
No,
this is what Callaway pulled in Cleveland.
I'm just saying
this is what Until Harry pulled with the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm just saying it is a player demand with a guy with high enough draft capital to think he has the balls and cojones to pull it off. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying it's the new, like like Pat was saying with people.
I mean, he's not a piece of
NIL,
property, so he does have the balls to pull it off. I mean,
what I'm
like,
saying with Pat saying he has the NIL and all this, it's the new age. The new age. It's another episode of the new age athlete speaking out and getting what he wants. Period.
yeah.
I mean, look what OBJ did. Like he even his dad put out videos.
So
and then he went and balled out.
So
and
I am not. I am never. And maybe because there are places that have resulted where my loyalties lie. I will never pick the owners ever. I don't. Players, do whatever you want to do. Do whatever you have to do. Okay? I am a football fan first, and I am also a former fucking athlete. Sorry, AJ.
I was going to
Sorry.
say that. I was going to bring up your.
Knowing. Okay, I graduated in 2009. You guys, I brought my mom on this show. You know, like Mike, you've met my mom.
Yes, I have.
He'll tell you the amount of times that coaches sat in our fucking living room. And it's like, if she had to stop them, do you realize he's a freshman? And she would, do you realize he's a freshman right now? Yes, man, but we just like to get ahead of the curve. You like to get ahead of the curve because you know the injury could possibly happen and et cetera, and you got to meet your boosters and nah, like with when it comes to that, I will always side with the player. I'll always side with the player. And I don't care if it affects my team, your team. At the end of the day, it sucks. But yo, you got billions of dollars, and half the time you're not paying these dudes medical insurance. Or you're getting away with insurance fraud. And then when the players retaliate, they do something underneath the table so that they can get their fucking fair share to make sure they're getting taken care of. You roll them underneath the bus. They have to have a fucking players association in order to make sure they can fight for their rights. I've done projects with the NFLPA. So like meeting some of like the retired players and seeing how they have been treated or some of the treatment that they get or how they respond, it's like, yeah, no, like CT is a real thing. So I'll never be mad at any player wanting to go get their money. But that's not what this is about. For me, I'll say that Heineke is the bigger story just because of the turmoil and everything going on in Washington. But Elijah Moore is dumb as hell. Your team is winning. You're helping be a part of turning around a franchise. And also, you kind of just got there. I get the fans are responding to certain players more. The Wilsons, the Halls, both the Wilsons and the Halls to speak of, the Gardners. And I get that you've kind of been put in the backside. But that's not what this game is about.
Nate Willard.
You know, you're still on your rookie deal. Rock out with this team for a while. You don't know what is going to unfold the rest of the season with this team. To request a trade, I feel like you're requesting a trade because there's emotions.
Okay, Robbie, I want you to talk to a specific thing real quick. Do you think, you brought this up last night, and I don't know if you've changed your tune or not. Do you think part of the problem is the relationship between Elijah Moore and Garrett Wilson?
I think that is something that is playing into it. I think that the new hot, shiny toy pulled into town in a big city like New York. Two new hot, shiny toys pulled into town with Wilson and Gardner on the other side of the ball. And that's what's selling tickets. And that's what's selling jerseys.
Yeah, don't forget about Hall, too, man.
And Hall, they're getting game checks. They're getting bonuses. They're getting scoring, but their checks are getting bigger because they're getting the touchdowns and they're putting asses in seats. And, you know, so you're getting and they're also getting the endorsements on the side to do local commercials, and he's not getting that stuff.
Mm-mm.
In a big market where state tax is very high.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, because of what's happening within that franchise, within that organization, you got to ride that out. You got to be there for that. Something magical is happening within that building. And I feel like he would be ashamed and he would be like, damn, like, I can't believe I really missed out on that. If they were to make the playoffs, like, if they were to. They're playing good right now. No need to leave. The NFL is finally starting to level out. Where are you going to go? That someone else may not already be better than you. It might already fit into that system better than what you could fit into that system. Where are you going to go?
You can go to the Jaguars.
Okay.
Actually,
And get treated exactly how you're already getting treated, because the Jaguars are going through a whole rebuild and retune, and
they got Trevor Lawrence.
And they paid a bunch of money to the Kirk.
So you went from young quarterback to young quarterback. You didn't upgrade.
You know what? I feel like the Jaguars have a good morale around. I feel like if you're around a good morale, it can change the way you.
But what's wrong with the Jets' morale? Like, they're winning.
I feel like this. You know what? Like you said, there's beef. I feel like with the whole team and more. And I feel like once it's already like there, it's like.
Did Zach Wilson fuck his mom?
Probably. That's what? That was in the back burner. I swear to God, I was like, "Yo, this motherfucker."
Zach was like, "I want some chocolate." Oh my gosh!
Children.
Only I can make that joke.
Earmuffs.
No, like, for real. Okay. Anybody else have anything else to say on this one? No?
That's me saying roll it.
Okay, let's get into.
And I don't mean a blizzy.
Dog. I forgot to get papers today. I'm going to get papers tomorrow for college football. We smoke a lot.
As long as you don't lose your freaking grinder again.
That was the first time I lost in like 2-3 months, honestly. And I only lost it for like a couple of minutes. But
you were panicking like you lost it 6
Oh,
weeks
yeah,
ago.
no, I was about to have a fucking anxiety attack. On live stream.
Breaking up weed like a fucking pilgrim.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
Hey, remember rolling blunts in a $1 bill? You got the fucking $1 bill?
Hot box and leaves.
Hey, go get a Philly. Go get a Philly. Back when we used to use Phillies. That's how old we all are. 2 must-start fantasy football players this week. Mike, set it the fuck off.
All right, here we go. Me and my little stats brigade is on its way. Thank you, Scott Munder Difflin. You are my boy. So, Tennessee against wide receivers is 32nd. Adjusted fantasy points allowed per game to wide receiver position. Who's Tennessee playing? The Indianapolis Ponies. Okay. Jonathan Taylor's still coming off an injury. Matt Ryan has been performing better. They have Michael Pittman, who's going to get guarded.
I think you took Jamie's take. I just saw him.
He's top 12. But it's not Michael Pittman. I could give a shit about Michael Pittman. Give me freaking Alec Pierce and all of the Alec Pierce I want. When I'm doing must starts, you know this, Robbie. I'm not looking at the top 10-ish.
Yeah, no, we're not.
I'm looking at a guy in the 20s that can get up and get mid-level to or even higher. Give me Alec Pierce. Okay. For my second one, I can't believe I'm picking another team from the same frickin' division because the AFC South does suck. But what team would you guess? I know it's adjusted, but what team would you guess is adjusted fantasy points allowed the 31st against quarterbacks. So the second worst team against quarterbacks would be, take a wild guess. Nope.
You said AFC South?
No, I'm picking an AFC South team, so it's someone that's playing an AFC South team this week.
Wait.
The Texans?
The team
team that is 31st worst against is playing an AFC South team because I'm picking the AFC South QB.
Okay.
Who do you think sucks?
God, that can be a lot of fucking teams.
Someone guessed it, but they guessed it the other way. Davis Mills, give it to me, baby. The Raiders are the 31st ranked passing defense of adjusted points per game. Give me General Mills this week. He's going to be a low-end QB1. Thank you very much. I rest my case.
I like both those in a DFS lineup. Alex Pierce, Davis Mills. We're like getting like super cheap to where we can get expensive later. Okay. I'm like looking at this and like I know we're talking about like hey, like these are your 2 must starts like in like regular fantasy like like this week. But damn, those are like some good DFS picks as well. Ben, what do you got, bro?
All right, so like I said, I got out of work, so I didn't get to look at like what's going on this week. So I'm looking right now, but I already had in mind one person. It was a sleeper of mine, plug-in player because of bye weeks. But George Pickens, bro, he's been outperforming Deontay Johnson, and I'm telling you right now, this Miami secondary has been slacking, and I would not be surprised if George Pickens puts up double-digit points. So
before you go to your next player, I just want to bring it up because I saw it right before I came on. Have you guys seen the rumors about Claypool?
Yeah, getting traded.
They're saying he might be off the team by next week.
Oh, I can see that.
George Pickens going up.
That's my point. I know it's not going to be for this week, but my point is George Pickens this week, like Benny's saying. But I think George Pickens rest of season, give it to me, baby.
Hell yeah. And I'm trying to look for a second one right now, but off the top of my head, as a sleeper plug-in, I had to do it. I think it's finally time that I have to plug him in. I'm plugging Brian Robinson in. I got to see what this guy...
Damn it, you took my fucking pick.
Dude, I have to, man. Brian Robinson, he looked pretty good last week, and I feel like, this is the time. They know what they got. They're going to give him the workload. I'm hoping at least 18 to 21 freaking carries. Give it to him. Let's go.
Okay, Jamie.
All right, so now we have a lot of streaming quarterback situations going on right now.
Yeah, we have to talk about that. We have to.
My streaming quarterback this week is going to be my boy Matt Ryan because he's coming off of a huge game last week. He had like almost 400 yards, 3 touchdowns. And this week he faces the Titans. Now the Titans have allowed a quarterback 1 finish the past 4 weeks.
Damn.
Including Carson Wentz, Derek Carr, and Matt Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not only if you need a streamer this week for a bye, but if you're in an injury situation, Matt Ryan has plus matchups the next four games. So pick him up, plug him in, play him. He's going to be a QB1 this week. My second one.
To Jamie's point, before you go on your second one, Jamie, in the same chart that I'm looking at for the ones I gave, Tennessee is 29th in adjusted points against the QB.
Yeah.
So that's 4th worst. So that just proves your point about they're horrible in the passing game, period. QBs,
they are.
Wide receivers, period.
Yep. So my second one is my boy, David Njoku. So
that's every week. That's a new pick every week.
It is.
No, it's not. That's not his pick.
No, it is. It really is, but he hasn't disappointed when I gave him. So think about it. Okay, so right now he has an 18% target share and a 23% target share per route run. So right now he's currently 4th out of all tight ends in the red zone with targets. He's 11th in receiving yards after the catch per reception, and the Ravens allow the 6th most yards after the catch. And they're also 4th in missed tackles. The Browns are going to need this utilization from him because Lamar's going to pound the rock, and he's going to be putting up points. So the Browns are going to need to catch up and do something about it. And Njoku right now is a top 5 tight end for me. And if you where you drafted him, if you need a flex option, he is definitely a flex with the tight end that you're going to be playing. But definitely throw him in your tight end position, possible flex option.
Hey, Jamie, can I ask you a question?
Yo.
Would you take him with the spread, 6.5?
So I was going to put everything on Njoku for my best bets, but I came up with another one. I would take yards over, receptions over, touchdowns, put them at 2 touchdowns. It's going to be an Njoku game, man.
Okay.
Robbie, you're up.
One more thing. Baltimore's cornerbacks are starting to become healthy, so they're going to need to throw in the middle of the field. Like, they're going to lock down Cooper. I think they're going to lock down Cooper.
Okay. All righty. So for me, like it's super crazy, because where I was about to go. For me, I'm actually going with I guess it's kind of not a surprise because it's me.
I know where you're going. That's why I didn't bring it up yet.
Fantasy football, I love running backs. So I have 2 actually. I wanted to touch on tight end, but I'm not going to get the opportunity to do so. I will do so though Sunday morning. Rumboyz at NFL AM. Make sure you guys check us out. The first one I gotta go. My homie Seahawks boy.
I was gonna put it up right.
Seahawks boy. Fucking Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker has to be a must start for me. Like all of Seattle is actually kind of startable for me. But all systems will go on Kenneth Walker. I am a fan. Was a fan coming into the draft. I was more Walker than Breece Hall. So let's ride. Let's go. My second one. Can't believe I'm about to say this.
Uh-oh. I think I know where. No, do I?
Drake.
Oh Lord.
We are starting some fucking Kenyon Drake. I can't believe it. I am just as shocked as all of you that have watched this show for last couple of years. We're doing this.
You cheering for him is like me picking a Raider.
You know that TikTok sound? We're doing this again, aren't we? Doing what? that depressing ass sound? Yeah, yo, we're doing it again. We're going Kenyon Drake.
Robbie, what do you think that the share is going to be with Justice Hill? Because they're already talking about Justice Hill, like them splitting. It just came out not too long ago.
I have to see it.
Justice Hill's more of a pass catching back, and Lamar really doesn't use his pass catching backs that much. So I don't put my money on Justice Hill.
But he's been there. Hold on, he's been there long enough to where you'll have some rapport with Lamar. How that relationship between them has grown is yet to be determined, and that's the problem that you have there. So I don't know. They're pretty much going to have to try and force the issue. But Drake I feel like is going to be more efficient on his carry still.
Well, I have the opportunity to pick up Justice Hill or Kenyon Drake right now. Who do I take?
Drake.
Yeah, don't put your money on Hill, man.
All right.
Yeah, there's not
I'm
enough
actually
data.
doing this
There's
right
not
now as we speak because I see both of them. And
the thing is that there's not enough data.
There's a lot of activity on both of them right now. So
yeah, there's not enough data to support Hill is the problem. And I don't want to put you on the wrong side of the pool. And I can't give you information on what I don't have to support. Like I
Obviously.
could, and you'd be like, "Oh, he's a genius," and I'd be like, "I just told you something that I have no fucking clue about, and you could have fucking observed the goddamn same thing." Like so.
So before we keep going, let's throw this up here. We have a question from Alberto.
Yeah.
Geno Smith or Russell Wilson this
Hey,
week?
hey, if it's Gino and you're not Jamie right now dealing with a child, drink.
If it's Geno,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have a drink.
Benny wants to drink.
I don't have a drink.
You're good.
No, it's Gino all day, bro. Because I actually
we're done on Russell Wilson.
I'm sitting Russell Wilson for Matt Ryan, and I would
Sierra
start Gino over Ryan.
Sierra owns a fucking state of Colorado free concert with the way her husband's playing football right now, and I'm not even a Broncos
Everybody in my
fan.
league dropped Russell Wilson. Everybody in every league I'm in dropped Russell Wilson.
I have to face Adam Rank this week, and I'm dropping him. Who we're starting yet? We don't know. We're gonna figure it out.
Start Matt Ryan, bro.
Dog. So you want to believe it or not, him and I, we're a spot and like a couple of points apart from each other in the standings.
Is this what league is this?
Pros with
Joe's?
Joes.
Pros and Joes.
Yeah, Pros with Joes. Yeah. It's a thing. It's a thing.
Yep.
Since the beginning of my career, that man will not stop being like we're both like that fucking thorn that cannot be removed from each other. Like even when we were in the draft, like in the Zoom room, like we were both like just like, yeah, so how's the kids? Yeah, how's the wife? Yeah, knowing damn well that we have like this thing. Like it's like deeply rooted of like, I like you, I respect you, but I don't fucking like you. Like, So this week,
Berto says it's in your redraft league. The Geno question.
Oh wow. Fuck you. Start Russ. Hope you lose.
Is it against you?
Yeah, if you're playing Robbie, start Russ.
But
if you're playing Robbie, please start Geno.
He's only mad because I made him my bitch this whole season. He's mad. He's like, oh.
I was not taking you off. I muted you.
You muted me and I dropped you.
I was muting you because I knew you were gonna you'd make a smart ass comment about me dropping you. So I just decided to mute you this time.
Let's get into our final.
I did lose.
Let's get into our final segment of the night. I'm kidding, Mike. You know I love you, bro. You're a great fantasy football player. You're a great opponent.
I have my bets ready. Let's go.
Let's get into best bets for the weekend. Someone copy these down, please. Like for real.
I don't have a pen. We'll go back later. Later.
Yeah.
It's the end. It's just the end.
Berto said he gonna cry in the car.
Berto, start Russell Wilson's mom.
Best bets for the weekend, and we're doing something unique that we haven't done.
If you agree with the bet, you drink.
Oh no! Well, I'll do that. Fine. All right, let's toss that in there.
Okay, I was joking. But...
So, best bets for the weekend, but we're doing any sport. So,
oh God, damn you!
pick whatever game, whatever thing, whatever it is.
All right, I gotta get the one up because you know me.
We have a huge fight this weekend.
You know where I'm going.
We have hockey. We have baseball. We have NFL. You can pick anything. I sound like this like demonic, like evil genie.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Wishes. Go ahead.
I'm ready. Okay. So I'm giving you a couple. My first one is Monkey Knife Fight, since they are a sponsor. Going to the Chargers Seattle Seahawks game. I'm going to the damn running backs. Austin Eckler, 60.5 yards. He has only done that twice this season. Seattle's defense is decent, better than decent. Austin Eckler under 60.5. I think he'll get yards, but I think it'll be in the air. Kenneth Walker, 75.5. Give it to me, baby. He'll get the over on this. I think Kenneth Walker is going to have a good game. That defense is decent, but they're not as good as they have shown. And for my other bet, Robbie knows what sport I'm going to. So does Jamie. Benil Dariush plus 185. Give it to me. And even though I am not a fan, if I am going betting, I have to do this, and this hurts me to say it because I hope he loses. But on with the odds, TJ Dillashaw is a plus 150 over Aljamain Sterling.
Bill.
Hey, I'm speaking out of pocketbook only. If I'm speaking out of fandom, is little AJ there? Okay. If I'm speaking out of fandom, fuck TJ Dillashaw.
Exact. Straight up.
Benny, go. Benny, you're up.
All right.
Hey, shout out to Utah Jazz fan. We don't get a whole lot of you guys. Big shout out to Utah Jazz fan. Thank you for joining the stream. Much
Hey,
love.
my cousin lives in Salt Lake City.
Just won a 3-leg parlay. Jazz plus 9.5. Wizards minus 1. Celtics money line. W's. Let's go.
Nice.
What do you got for us, Ben?
All right, so I'm looking at NFL games, and I feel like the Giants-Jaguars game is a trap. Plus 3 Giants, that's a trap and a half. But I'm staying away from that game, all right? That's one game I advise everybody to at least stay away from. One game I am interested in is the Houston Texans versus the Raiders. And I can see the show continuing with Dameon Pierce. I can see Dameon Pierce go anytime touchdown. Okay. I'll actually take Dameon Pierce's rushing yards over 60.
Be careful. Max Crosby's on that other side.
Yeah,
Remember
I understand that. I understand that. But you can also run the other way. You know what I'm saying?
That's your only option.
I mean, it's Dameon Pierce. I think the show continues. The show
Jonathan
has
Abrams there.
Bro, I'm telling you this right now, I have a feeling about this kid. I've seen him. You've watched the games. Come on. He's a monster, bro. They want to give him the ball.
I know. You're not wrong. I'm with you.
Just saying.
I'm playing devil's advocate to be an asshole because I'm loading some weed and I ain't smoking in like 30 minutes.
Bro, so I'm taking the over 67.5 rushing yards. I'm taking an anytime touchdown too. And I kind of want to feel ballsy, and I'm going to take Houston plus 7.
Can I say something? One thing?
Go for it.
And I didn't use this as a bet, but I could have, and I should have probably. In my work pool, and I would do it, I'd go one step further. Give me the money line.
Give you the money line. If you really are a betting man, go for it.
And really quick, and here's where Mike is saying, hey, just kind of switch it over to the ML. Is because typically your money line is going to pay out about 20% more than what it would if you took the spread. Anywhere between about 15 and 20% more. So that's where if you're not confident on
it, that's one thing. But
that's where that's where you take the spread. So that's where I just want to make sure I point that out. So that anyone that may be new to betting is like, well, why would he say that? That's why.
I do like the Houston plus 7, but I think it's going to be a close game. And I don't know if they're going to be using Dameon Pierce as much as they are going to be picking apart that Raiders secondary, man.
I'm taking Man U.
So I don't know if Dameon Pierce, he might get that touchdown or two, but I don't know if I could see him over that 60 yards.
He's good for a breakout. So once he gets that breakout 20, 30 yards, That's smooth sailing from right there.
Yo.
That can happen in the first quarter.
Who's got the odds on the Chelsea Man U game, yo?
I'll get it. The one thing I do want to say about, I'll get the odds. The one thing I want to say about that game real quick. The one thing you got to realize, if you are playing Man U has already announced that they will bench Ronaldo for leaving the field.
I'm out. I'm taking Chelsea.
Man. I don't know anything about soccer.
But I'll look at the odds.
You could email at me email me at footballisgreat.soccersucks.com. But I back in the day, probably not even 7, 8, 10 years ago, I would just bet soccer, Man U. I would win all the time.
I've cleaned up lately, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. What makes this comment great, and bring up this topic while we're talking about like any sport bet. This is such it's a big market, but a small enough takedown at a novice level to where it can be. You can likely pick a favorite and win.
Here you go. Chelsea plus 120. Man U plus 240. A draw 245. But with my point is, Chelsea has Chelsea has, Pulisic, and they're great.
Yep.
Without Man U still has Mane. They still got good goaltending. I know
they have amazing goaltending.
Ronaldo's not going to be there, whatever. In my opinion, I'm not betting this. In my opinion, I'm betting the plus 245 draw.
Let's get back to real football.
Jamie, give us your best bet.
The best bets. All right.
Hang on. You can't wait really quick. You can't miss anyone's fucking bets now.
Technically, football was the original football.
What you got? All
right. So right now, I have Wandale Robinson over 31.5 yards.
Okay.
So last week we seen he led the Giants receivers. He only played 15 snaps. He got 11 routes run, 4 targets, 3 catches, and he blew that. He got that. So it was clear the Giants were easing him back into that offense, right? And the Jags struggle on passes downfield this season with they have an inexperienced secondary. They're not that great. And I think they had 20 passes of 20-plus yards down the field that the Jags let. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure it's 20 passes, 20-plus yards this season. And they struggle against the slot a lot. So I could see Wandale just getting more usage. They're going to double his snaps. He's going to get at least 30. Maybe he can get 20 routes run if he doubles it from last week. He's definitely going to get over 31.5 yards.
So Wandale Robinson over 30?
The website I have is 31.5, but
31.5.
I can see him getting 35, 40, 50, 60.
Okay, so Wandale Robinson 31.5. Bet.
Yeah, it's a lock. Second one is Njoku over 40.5, because obviously of everything I said earlier, it's always Njoku.
It's falling in the line.
We can always talk about Njoku all day long, every week, all podcasts. He's going to get that all day long. 40.5 passing yards. Come on, man.
You know what? I'm just going to make a bet with everything Njoku. And if I hit, I'm giving you half. Okay. I'm just going to go Njoku.
And if you lose, man, I'll drive up to New Jersey and we'll fucking smoke a blunt.
There you go. Yes, I will. Rel said buy hit hard this week. I'll drop my 2 here in a second. I want to take care of the chat really quick. Buy hit hard this week, so I need 2 Renfro, Bobby Trees, Michael Carter, Madison, Algier.
I like Bobby Trees this week with Tannehill.
Yeah, I feel like Bobby Trees and Algier is where I would go.
like I was skeptical on it last week, but this definitely.
Well, Huntley is fucking killing shit. You mean Bobby Trees and Renfro?
Yeah. Oh, he needs 2. Yeah, Renfro if he plays because he was limited, right?
Yeah.
And that's going to be I'm a huge fan of Devontae Adams this week, but they can't all go to Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
And Baller's not playing, so you're gonna get some Renfro squeezed into that. All right, baby, I got you.
Ben, what's your 2?
Yeah, I agree on the Renfro if he plays. Like, I know he was questionable. I like Algier also too. I like his upside. Yeah, Bobby Trees also. I'm staying away from Michael Carter. I've already have bad vibes with him, so I'm staying away from him. And
buddy, what are you doing?
Madison, I don't feel like the ceiling's that high.
Yeah, you're kind of praying that he bangs one in. Mike, anything?
Same.
But
I mean, it's too. I mean, it's that simple in my opinion.
Yeah. Here are my 2. I'm gonna throw you guys out a college football one. And I am doing this one kind of classic, like this is like more like a childhood thing. Spoke to my dad today. And when he is not cheering for Ohio State, he is cheering for Navy. And I just looked at the money line, and Houston's favored 150. So I'm taking Houston over Navy just because I love being the fucking thorn in my dad's fucking side, just to fuck with him. And I know that he's taking Navy just because it is Navy. So we're taking Houston at the minus 150. We're not surprised if Navy pulls this off just because of how close the money line is, and how kind of like, you know, the way Houston's been playing this year. But we're riding Houston at 150. Now here's where we get to have some real fun. And I am breaking one of the 10 betting commandments that I myself have wrote. Does it be past tense? Yeah. We are betting our own team.
Hold on.
We are taking the plus 175 on Washington with
How
Heineke.
dare you?
With Heineke fucking playing. With Heineke playing. Let's remember, this is the same quarterback that damn near served up Brady in the fucking playoffs. This man is nice. This man is nice. So we're going to take Washington at plus 175 on the money line.
Dotton's playing, right?
Questionable.
If he's playing, I'll definitely take it. If he's not,
if he's playing, we're definitely buying that.
If he's playing, I'll take that.
Bro, if he's playing, I hope that every casual does not fucking hop on the dog, like for real. Because you know it'll happen. You know every casual be like, John Dotson, every person that plays fantasy that's now figuring out gambling, oh my God. And like the fucking line's going to drop from 175 where we can buy right now. Like, while we can buy them right now at 175, let's face it, Sunday morning, we're not getting that. We're not getting that. And now that I didn't even think about what you just said until you just said it. And then like all the casuals just like popped in my head. Like, fuck. Like I can hear their fucking little chompering voices standing behind. That's why I'm playing. Oh, fuck. No. Fuck all of those people. Yeah. All those people that rush to the line last minute and then screw the line over right before it closes, y'all are assholes. Because y'all fuck over.
I mean, that's what I think, though. I think like, okay, so is the playmaker gonna, show up? It's a big difference right there. It's a huge mismatch.
Here's the thing. Heineke has a quicker release than Wentz. So yeah, that offensive line is shit. But Heineke's already gonna be in the gun and just like Mike already brought up. I think it was Mike. What? That brought up I want to say like maybe it was like the other night where he was like, well, the routes that McLaurin was running for Wentz weren't the
I
same
said
routes.
the route. What I said was the routes that they're planning for Wentz were up and out routes and up and over the top routes because they were freeing stuff up down below, but they were using McLaurin as the top because Wentz can throw the over the top ball if people start going low. With Heineke, that's not going to happen as much. So the routes are going to be different. And my major point besides that factor was him and Heineke already have a rapport.
And how do you? And I'm trying to figure out. And now that I did not think about this, Ben, until you brought it up. Because now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, fuck, I have to buy them tonight at 175.
But if,
like,
if he doesn't play, I can see why it's that. I can see why.
But if he plays, we're talking about plus 150.
Like that's play. That's definitely a good play.
Dotson?
Yeah, if Dotson's in, we're talking about what? They dropped to what? Plus 150.
150.
And then, but like even, and that's still good cash, but you want to buy in at 175. If Dotson plays, how do you guard all of that? And that becomes a very scary thought really fucking quick, because we already saw that defenses, the only way that they were beating Washington was they were just sending the fucking full blitz because the line was penetrable. This is a different quarterback who reacts faster. So now what do you do? Like, do you still send the house, or how long does that work? This kid can also, Wentz doesn't have wheels because his legs have been fucking broke like Lieutenant Dan. You're not playing against Lieutenant Dan anymore. So, like, it becomes very, very different really quick. I could see Pittsburgh being tossed off their heels for like a couple of quarters, and then fourth quarter it being a shootout between the two. If you don't trust the money line, take the fucking spread. But I'm going for the gusto.
You taking Washington money line?
Dog. Like, it just seems so viable. Like it. It doesn't seem obvious, but it seems viable.
I want to see what the spread is real quick.
You know what I mean? Like, it seems like it's a possibility. The Packers aren't doing
Plus
well.
4.5. That's not bad against Green Bay.
Yeah, and Green Bay's not doing well.
I feel like this game just screams Dobbs to me.
This game screams trap, bro. Why is the spread 4.5, but then the money line has so much disparity? Those two don't correlate to each other. If you're going to go plus 175, then it should be anywhere between a 7 to 10 point spread.
I can see Green Bay just blitzing all day. That's what I see.
But you're going to get exhausted that defense is going to get exhausted at some point.
I like Washington's defense. I like how they're going to put pressure on Aaron Rodgers, and I know that's what's been happening lately. So
that's where
if Dotson plays, I'll definitely take the spread at 4.5.
Hell yes. Let's ride. Anyone have anything? Oh wait, and obviously Olvera. We're all taking Olvera. We're all fucking riding Charles Olvera tomorrow night for UFC. Tomorrow afternoon.
If he doesn't win, I feel like that'd probably be the biggest upset since probably
we riot. We pull a bottle gate like Jacksonville and the Browns back in the 90s. Remember when they just all started chucking bottles on them? I think Jamie was at that game. Other than that, it's been a great night. We greatly appreciate you. Mike is on the phone. Our producer is on the phone. What are you saying?
We got one more person to say something. Say, I'm a rum boy.
I'm a boy.
Say I'm a rum boy.
Apple boy.
I'm a rum boy.
Apple boy.
Oh,
I'm a rum boy.
Apple boy.
oh boy. I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Mike, set our outro. Let's go.
We're not doing sign outs? All right.
Yeah, we can.
No, I wasn't ready because I thought we were doing outro. I'm ready when you are.
Do we want to do outros? Does anyone
Cheers
need
to
do
me,
an
cheers
outro?
to you. All the Rumboyz and girls, what do you do? Dilly
Oh,
dilly.
he's about to get into something.
We are out. Later.